All right, y'all. We are back with another video. Shout out to Doug. Y'all remember what I always say about Doug, man. He always keeping us up to date with all the news. Shout out to him again. I will leave this original video in the description. Make sure y'all go click that link, go over there and show Doug some love, man. Because like I said, he's doing a great job. And he uploaded this one, saying that the Supreme Court called to end Trump prosecution and said that this case is now dead, man. You know, like when we hear things like that, that is great news because it just been, see, the thing is, Trump been going through so much of these people harassing him, slandering his name, lying on him. Now these folks, I'm hearing them re-put a gag order back on him again. Like, this man shouldn't have to go through all of this. That's the reason why I said when Donald Trump becomes president, I hope he go after everybody that is constantly going after him. The Jack Smith, the Fannie Willis, Letitia James, even that judge Arthur Egeron. If he can, like all of these people teaming up on him, going after him, his family, going after his business. This man has thousands of people that works for him and stuff like that, and they up here trying to bother this man's business and stuff like this. Stuff like this is just uncalled for, and it needs to be called out. And that's the reason why I heard Doug said as well that Trump might go after all of them when he gets in office, because at the end of the day, I still believe Trump is going to win, even though they are trying to get him off the ballot. They trying to stop everything. They trying to put this man in jail. It's just so much going on. And this crap needs to stop. Now, like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. And I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. And shout out to the ones that always watches the entire video, because when you watch the entire video, YouTube shares it so more people can see my reaction. And that right there is what helps the channel grow. So everybody that comes in, hit that like button, watch the entire video. I really, really appreciate all of you, and the ones that lets me know in the comment section that they did make it to the end of the video. I appreciate all of you. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this, and let's see exactly what Doug got to say about this. Let's go.
This is your brain on exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. We're going to go over some news. I'm going to give you a reason why the Supreme Court is almost certainly going to dismiss Trump's J6 case. These are two different articles weighing on two different sides of it. The one article in Newsweek is so wrong. I'll get to that one first, just so you can laugh along with me. This is a guy, Kirshner, a staunch Trump critic, who is also legal analyst for MSNBC, which is like being a unicorn analyst for the NFL. He weighed in Friday if the highest court will step in and try to delay the January 6th case. So this is his opinion. And you tell me if this sounds reasonable, if this sounds like likely to happen. Quote, the J6 case is coming. The Supreme Court could try to temporarily pause that case. I don't think it will, Kirshner said on the Stephanie Miller show on Friday. Quote, I've said all along that the Supreme Court justices so covet their power and their status that I don't think they're going to facilitate Donald Trump, an aspiring dictator, to get back into power, because he would not only terminate the Constitution, he would marginalize the Supreme Court, unquote. Do you think that's what motivates the Supreme Court? This guy is an imbecile. No wonder why he's a legal analyst for MSNBC.
Wow.
No, first of all, 3 of the justices were appointed by Trump. Why wouldn't they want him back in power? So that's a silly reason why he would not weigh in. Quote, so I do think the J6 case will begin March 4th. I do think the jury will be voting guilty. I kind of agree with that. This is the J6 jury in Washington, D.C. Will be convicting Trump probably late April, early May. He will be sentenced 60 to 90 days after the jury finds him guilty, and he'll be ordered into prison, I believe, he told Miller. Other than this guy seems to be wrong about everything. I tend to agree with him that the Democrat courts are so corrupt in Washington, D.C., that they probably will throw him in jail if it's not dismissed by the Supreme Court. And now here's the article I tend to agree with, the politics brief. The Supreme Court is poised to intervene in the J6 cases. Here's why. Okay, the Supreme Court of the United States could indirectly get involved in the January 6th charges against former President Donald Trump if it decides to hear the case of the 3 protesters charged with obstructing an official proceeding, which is the same charge Trump is facing. I already did a video on this earlier this week, but this gives further reason why it's likely going to happen. The charge against Fisher, Lang, and Miller is an overextension of 18 U.S.C. 1512, according to the defense attorneys, which says it is illegal to, quote, corruptly block, influence, or slow any official action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. That sounds reasonable. Like, hey, maybe Trump tried to do that. But I want you to go back to how it was originally used. This came about in the Enron case in 2002. The defendants want the charges against them to be dropped, saying that the law was passed in 2002 as a result of the Enron incident and is known as Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Its purpose is to protect people from destroying evidence and not to protest or even fight. So it was originally made to keep people from destroying documents in the 2002 Enron hearings. It stretches it so far that they'll actually articulate it by the end of this article. Follow it with me because this is important. In their statement, Trump's lawyers said that the law was, quote, enacted as part of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 in response to the Enron scandal to close a loophole in the federal.
If y'all can hear something, it seems like, man, like from MSNBC, CNN, it's like these folks want Donald Trump to be locked up so bad. Oh, he might end up serving 60 to 90 days in prison. Like, that's what they want. That's exactly what they want. They want Donald Trump locked up so bad. Anything to stop this man from running, to get him off the ballot, anything. I mean, it is just sick that a lot of these people just going after this man and just, like, who sits around and just wish for somebody like Donald Trump just to go to prison because you don't want him to become president, so now you want him locked up. And you think it'll be good for our country to let Joe Biden run it for 4 more years. Like I said before, we won't have a country as Joe Biden in the office for another 4 more years. So since y'all know Joe Biden is about to lose, now you want to say Trump might have 60 to 90 days in prison. And that's what they want. That's why you hear MSNBC, you hear CNN, you hear all these folks constantly talking about how bad they want Donald Trump locked up. Why they keep placing why they keep letting these people place gag orders on this man? This man is running for president. Why is you placing gag orders on a presidential candidate? Why? This man is running for president and you telling me he can't say the things he needs to say. So y'all get to run with false narratives, put all kind of dirt on this man's name, and he can't respond to it. He got to watch what he say or he'll be in trouble. But yet, y'all taking away this man's freedom of speech, but yet y'all get to say anything that y'all want to say. Y'all already been slandering this man's name, especially Letitia James. Been just slandering this man's name for the longest. Why y'all ain't got gag orders placed on y'all? And I mean, this is just crazy to be going after this man like that. Golly, man. Let me take that back real quick.
It was originally used. This came about in the Enron case in 2002. The defendants want the charges against them to be dropped, saying that the law was passed in 2002 as a result of the Enron incident and is known as Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Its purpose is to protect people from destroying evidence and not to protest or even fight. So it was originally made to keep people from destroying documents in the 2002 Enron hearings. It stretches it so far that they'll actually articulate it by the end of this article. Follow it with me because this is important. In their statement, Trump's lawyers said that the law was, quote, enacted as part of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 in response to the Enron scandal to close a loophole in the federal criminal law on evidence tampering, unquote. As part of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, Congress passed 1512. This was done because of, quote, the exposure of Enron's massive accounting fraud and revelations that the company's outside auditor, Arthur Andersen LLP, had systematically destroyed potentially incriminating documents. Or he asked someone else to destroy those documents. That is considered an obstruction of an official government proceeding if you destroy evidence. Quote, thus the indictment takes a statute directed at the destruction of records and accounting fraud and applies it to disputing the outcome of a presidential election. This stretches the statutory language beyond any plausible mooring to the text, which violates the canons of avoidance, lenity, and restraint discussed above, unquote. That's all they're going to say is, look, you've stretched this one too far. You can't apply it to these 3 J6 protesters, and therefore you can't also apply it to Trump. And then he gets off on this one. That's why I believe this case is dead. It still has to play out. I'll keep you guys posted, but that's going to be heard very soon by our Supreme Court. Let me know what you think. Is this stretching the law too far to apply something that was for Enron destroying documents to Trump and the J6 protesters? On Doug in Exit.
Shout out to Doug for another great video. Like he said, though, as well as me, we're going to keep everybody updated. Shout out to Doug, because, you know, Doug he be on that information really, really quick, keeping us all updated. So, you know, if Doug finds it, you know, before I do, y'all know I'll bring y'all that video. But, you know, it's at this point where it's just so many people coming after this man. That's why you see me like Benny Johnson. You see me. You see Doug in the Exile. You see a lot of us, Dr. Steve Turley. You see a lot of us just like, come on. All this going after one man because he's winning in the polls, because Biden has no chance. Y'all saying Trump is a threat to y'all. Y'all saying that y'all are scared because Trump is going to arrest y'all when he become the next president. But yet, look at what y'all trying to do to him. Look at what Jack Smith trying to do. Look what Fannie Willis is trying to do. Look at what all of these people, Letitia James, the judge. Look at what all these people are trying to do to Trump. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get the man arrested. But now they want to play victim and be like, well, if Trump get in office, look what he might do to us. Look, he already threatened to arrest me. Ain't this what y'all doing to him? Ain't this what y'all trying to get done to him? Ain't y'all trying to get him thrown off the ballot? Don't y'all got Letitia James constantly every day slandering this man? Every time Trump shows up in court, whether it's Trump or his kids, anybody that's in the Trump circle that shows up in court, guess who's always there? Letitia James. That's exactly what Alina Hobbs said. She said every time it's a Trump member comes in there, she's always there so she can come outside and run with a false narrative, talking about what she gonna do to him, how she was gonna try to sue this man. This is just wild. And like I said before, all of this junk just needs to stop. I can't wait to make a video saying this stuff was thrown out. This case is dead. This case is over. Finally. I'm waiting for that right now. I know it's going to happen. There's no way this stuff is going to stick. How these folks are just trying to go after Donald Trump. There's no way this is going to stick. But we shall see. Like I said before, I will keep y'all updated. Thank you all for watching, especially everybody that made it to the end of the video. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.